tell you my German story. Some people don't know it. So first of all, Ulm is in Baden-Württemberg, which is where my father was born. He's born in Ulm. My father was born Johann Kirchner, and he was adopted by the Beans from Townsend, Tennessee. Alan Bean was a soldier in the U.S. Army stationed in Germany. That is where Alan and Irene Bean adopted my father. So after being adopted, my father became Harvey Bean. My grandfather, George Kirchner, was a soldier in the German army during Adolf Hitler's reign. My grandfather was born in Orfalou, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyways, Orfalou, Hungary. And my grandmother, my Oma, Marguerite Weiss, was born in Austria. I'm not exactly sure where in Austria, but... So, George and Marguerite had 3 children. George Jr., my father, Johann Kirchner, and Erica Kirchner. My grandma disappeared with George Jr., from what I understand, but her and George's whereabouts or what happened to them are really still unknown. After Marguerite and George disappeared, my grandfather remarried, and I can't remember what his wife's name was, but they had a child together, Heinrich Kirchner, who goes by Hank Kirchner. And my grandfather and his new wife and Heinrich migrated to Canada, where my grandfather became a tobacco farmer. My father was adopted before he learned to speak German, and he has no recollection of his life as a child in Germany. He had no knowledge that he had siblings. So I am Harvey Johann's child. I'm 35 years old, and over the years, I decided to search for my dad's family, which led me to nowhere. But one day, I found an adoption website, which is a site for people who have been adopted to find their birth family. So I put my dad's information on that website. And after all those years of searching and wanting to give up hope, in 2013, I finally got an email. So the email was from a woman named Paula who claimed to be my cousin. Turns out she was my cousin. Her mother was my father's sister. So I found out that my dad had a sister who was 1 year older than him. And she is married with a son and daughter, so I had 2 cousins. The next day, I received another email. This time, this was from a woman named Marcy. She said my father had a half-brother named Hank. Well, Heinrich. So, Marcy was my aunt by marriage. She told me she was Hank's second wife and that Hank had 4 children. I was so excited. More cousins for me. I was like, yes. So, Hank married Debbie, which I consider my Aunt Debbie, whom friends with on Facebook, and we share my grandmother's recipes. So, anyway, Hank married Debbie, and they have 4 children, Will, Sandy, Sherry, and Mike. Will has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Sandy has 2 kids, Kayla and Mitchell. Sherry has 2 kids, Cordell and Jadis. Mike, he's married, but he don't have no kids. He just has, fur babies. Hank and Debbie divorced, and he remarried Marcy, and they have no children. My Aunt Erica and her family live in Ontario on the east side of Canada. Hank and his family live in British Columbia, which is the west side of Canada. To this day, I still have not found any information on my Oma Kirchner or my Uncle George Kirchner Jr. But I don't give up hope in finding them or finding out what happened to them. Me and my Aunt Erica were not as close as we were when we first met, because I guess I asked too many questions and she didn't. I don't know. The history's bad. My grandfather apparently was not a nice person, and she doesn't want to bring up those memories. So, but yeah. So, like I said, I'm close to my Uncle Hank's side of the family. Not so close to my Aunt Erica's side, though. I don't talk to any of them, but I talk to the ones on my Uncle Hank's side. So, anyways, in 2013. I found my father's family. We all made plans to meet. My Uncle Hank and Marcy flew down from British Columbia to Virginia, where we live. And my Aunt Erica and her husband, Paul, they drove down from Ontario, where we live, and we all met. They stayed for like almost a week. We all went out to dinner at Outback Steakhouse, and I showed them sights, and we all spent time together talking and making memories. So my family history research, like I said before, it's not complete. I'm still trying to gather information on my father's family and find out information on where my Oma and Uncle George are, or where they went. And I will continue my quest to find the rest of the information on my German family, and I will not give up. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, and you know Marguerite Weiss Kirchner, or Marguerite Weiss Kirchner, or you know anything about my family, then I would love it so much that if you could contact me. My email address is Aiden, Aiden, Kirchner, Kirchner, at yahoo.com.